Hey traders, Marcello here, founder of the Day Trading Academy, co-founder of Speed Up Trader, where you guys can come and apply for just 120 bucks to trade our money. Today we're talking about investing in gold and silver. So, Kylie, great question. First and foremost, if you guys have any questions, don't forget to mark them with hashtag AskMarcello. Also, don't forget to subscribe here to the channel since I love sharing my experience with you guys. Kylie, the question is,
can you do a video about investing in gold and silver? And what are your recommendations as far as what to buy? Hard gold or just buy gold through the market? I looked into a gold program a few years ago that taught a trading options software program that tracked the value of gold and silver. It provided step-by-step instructions on how to cash flow your gold and silver investment, much in the same manner as it is possible to do with real estate. I was wondering what your silver and gold methods are.
very good question, Kylie. This is actually something that I'm very deep in. So first thing I gotta say, the legal disclaimer, I'm not a trading advisor. Don't take these as recommendations. This is for educational purposes only. So what I'm going to talk about now, just make sure that you guys do your own research. You know, your money is your responsibility. I want to make sure that you guys don't go out and take a mortgage out on your house and invest in something just because I said it here in the video. So just keep that in mind, all right? Just for educational purposes only. Now, Kylie, this is a very passionate topic for me because you know, if you guys have followed the videos that I've done over time, I've been warning and talking about the crisis that's been coming for a while. Just to kind of recap, if you guys haven't seen that, is in 1998, there was a hedge fund that failed, that went bankrupt, that's called long-term capital management. The system, Wall Street, basically bailed it out. In 2008, 2009, the financial system collapsed, Wall Street essentially, right? And the governments bailed them out. So now the question is, who's going to bail out the governments in 2018, 2019, which now we're talking about 2019, 2020. So I know some people are going to say Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's the new savior of the world. I don't agree. I believe it's the technology behind Bitcoin, which is called blockchain. As you guys can see, we're at the December 2018, and everybody's been saying that it's supposed to be at 50,000, 100,000. If you guys watch the videos that I do weekly for you last December, I warned you to not invest in Bitcoin before the collapse. I talked about the regulations as well in February, March of 2017. If you guys want to look at that video, or 2018, one of those 2 years, just look up the video Cryptocurrency or Bitcoin Day Trading Academy. You'll be able to find it. So with all that information, right, we're literally walking of what I consider to be the crisis of our generation. This is going to be much worse than the one in 2008, 2009, okay? So one of the things that I've been transitioning into, you know, I've sacrificed my trading many times over for traders, and I just decided to stop trying to force the issue and instead funding traders, right? We teach the system. We're the only academy in the world that actually believes in what we do and actually gives money to people to be able to trade. So what I've actually done, Kylie, is I've transitioned into swing trading and also investing in gold and silver. So there's many rationales for this. There's been proven manipulation in gold and silver markets that they're trying to push it down. What I always talk about in the videos is don't listen to what people say, listen to or watch what they do. If you guys go back and watch the videos of these newscasters, what they said right before the crisis of 2008, 2009, absolutely nobody on the news, CNN, CNBC, Fox News, all of these guys, all of them, none of them called the crisis. None of them. There was only a few people, you know, Jim Rogers, Peter Schiff, there's only a few people who started appearing in the news because they called it before it actually happened. So we're in that same situation now where everybody says everything is fine, everything's great for the people who like Trump. Trump is the best. For people who don't like Obama and hate Trump, oh, it can't be better. You know, it's horrible because Trump's in there. Doesn't matter. I always tell you guys, I never want to be political. We only talk about the facts. So if you watch or you pay attention to what's happening, a lot of the central governments in the world, the central banks are literally stocking up on gold. Some of them, Russia and China. Russia has been selling US debt in order to buy gold. Hungary, if I'm not mistaken. You have any other countries out there off the top of your head, Hag? Oh, China I was going to mention. Russia, I already mentioned. That's the brain. That's the brains behind the operation. Just speak it out if you remember. Hungary and China is one of the biggest ones, even though China doesn't actually report it. China has now become the largest producer, the largest miner that take the gold out of the ground in the world, and they don't allow it to be exported. So they're literally mining it, buying it themselves, and hoarding it. So it begs the question, why are a lot of these countries hoarding and buying more gold? Why are companies like Chase, for example, why do they have vaults of things like silver? So I believe that during this next crisis that we're going to walk into, that gold and silver are going to go absolutely through the roof. Through the roof. It's going to be, I think, probably as high or possibly even higher than what happened in 2008 crisis. The reason why, Kylie, is because whenever there's a bad situation, people always return to what they think is secure. During the 2008-2009 crisis, people invested into the dollar. If you just see the dollar just spiked and then came back down after things calmed down a bit. When this next crisis comes, the dollar again is going to spike. This time it's going to collapse just like the last time, but this time it's not going to recover because it's not going to be the world reserve currency anymore, right? We have had on average a new financial system every on average 94 years. We're in the 110th year now of the one that we have now. So we're overdue for the new system. What it's going to be, we could debate, government coin or the world dollar, whatever, okay? So the thing is that whenever people are afraid or scared, they always revert to what has always, for thousands of years, been quote unquote money or been valuable, gold and silver. Okay? So the way that I have chosen to invest is I've put it a small amount in physical gold, which, if the zombies come, you have the coins to be able to pay for your chickens and the stuff you need to eat. I laugh because, the zombies could come. You never know. So if the world goes haywire, let's say, for example, during the oil embargo of 1983, this is the problem with most of us. We don't study history. And unfortunately, history repeats itself. If I'm not mistaken, Ray Dalio, this is a number from him. If I'm not mistaken, look this up on Google. Of the last 16 times that we've been in this situation where we had a change, if I'm not mistaken, 12 or 13 of the 16 times we've been in a war. Well, after the World War, for example, we've had a situation where there were people in Germany that were exchanging cars for chickens. Like people don't realize that this is happening. Zimbabwe, Venezuela, and could never happen in the United States. Could never happen in Europe. Could never happen in United States. Could never happen to the Roman Empire, right? So I prefer to invest in these things because I believe that we're in a situation where we're going to have a lot of uncertainty. There's going to be a lot of chaos. How bad it's going to get, I don't know, but let's just assume the worst. The zombies come. I have my physical gold and silver, but also I like paper. I would not recommend you invest in these companies that tell you that you have your physical gold in a vault somewhere. Because what happens is, in true capitalist fashion, these companies get greedy. There's one bar, right? And then they say, well, I'm going to sell you half of this bar. So I'm going to give you a piece of paper and you own half of this bar in the vault. And then they're going to give Jim the other half. And then after that, they're going to give Tom the whole thing. So literally the same physical bar of gold that supposedly is yours is sold to 50 different people. So what I have preferred to invest in is mostly miners. So silver and gold miners. Which ones? I'm not going to recommend which ones, Kylie, simply because of the legal stuff with recommending things. I legally can't recommend where you invest your money. Bring that over here. Agárralo. So I can't legally tell you where to invest your money, but I would prefer the miners. Thank you, Hag. The other countries, the brain over here just gave me the information. Poland and Kazakhstan as well are the other countries that have invested quite a bit in gold more than anything. So I prefer the more than anything silver miners. So I like silver because it has industrial uses. So gold is just kind of past hands, but silver, it's in solar power, it's in things like computers, electronics, a lot of things. So it has industrial uses. In 2014, the US Mint that sells silver ran out of silver. So there's already not enough of demand. The price of silver right now, the mining price, $14, $15, Hag? Mining price of silver? 14, 15?
It's between $14 and $15.
So $14 and $15. Just make sure I got my facts right because he's the brain. So $14, $15. If you notice where silver is at right now, it's literally been hovering between 14 and 15 for the most part. And what happens is, if it goes any lower, for a lot of these companies, they have to close the mines. And the more the mines close, the more upward buying pressure there is on silver. See what I mean? So longer term, solar power, electronics, the fact that we're not mining enough, the fact that it takes a lot more money to open a mine than to close it, there's a lot of buying pressure in silver. And relation to the price of gold and silver, the miners actually have more volatility. So if silver goes from 14 to, let's say, 30 and it doubles in price, the miner, a lot of these you'll be able to get for $1, $2, 30 cents, 80 cents, some of them, they'll go to 10, 12, 20, $30. So that's where I'm investing most of my things. I wouldn't be doing it with options. I would recommend, hey, just give me a favor. I would recommend, he's sending me notes instead of talking, he doesn't want to interrupt. So I wouldn't recommend, options trading or paper trading or anything like that. You can write on the wall if you want. So I would recommend these miners more than anything, and that's where I'm investing most of my money right now. I'm always putting a percentage aside to be able to buy more of the paper. And then obviously when things get worse, it spikes. Once the bubble starts, you have to be able to identify when the bubble or, there's a certain behavior. It's the reason why I was able to tell you guys before Bitcoin collapsed, because you can see in the price action how it goes parabolic. And whenever a market goes parabolic, it always crashes. So that will happen with silver and gold. Things will settle down again. We don't know how bad things are going to get, right? It could be 5 years, it could be 2 years, depends on what the governments decide to do as well. But the fact of the matter is, all of the governments shot all their bullets in the last crisis. They are so knee-deep in debt, they don't have the capacity to do the same thing they did before to save the system. So that's why we're either going to have a new system or we're going to have a hard time repairing the system that we currently have. And in the process, silver and gold are going to skyrocket. Remember, again, I've said this numerous times, December 22nd, 2018, gold and silver are going to skyrocket when things get bad. Because for thousands of years, they have always been where people have gone to invest their money. And if you guys do it the right way, Kylie, remember, I can't legally tell you where to invest your money. This is what I'm doing, right? Educational purposes only. Do your research. Very, very good question. Let me know if you have any questions. And the note he gave me, central banks now hold more than 33,000 metric tons, about 1/5 of all gold ever mined. So if the governments are doing it, we definitely shouldn't do it, right? See what I mean? Great question, Kylie. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.